Okay, drone video for 7.61 acres directly bordering the National Forest on two sides. Amazing tract. This is tract 7 at the Devil's Backbone Project in Howell County, Missouri. The truck is parked toward the end of the driveway. You can see the private cleared site was done just a little while before this video was taken using one of those big mulchers on a skid steer. Now we're drifting southerly, open meadow area, and in a second we'll see the easement road at the south end of the property. This video was done actually before that easement road was completed. They hadn't shaped it or gotten gravel on it. So as we've drifted south past the easement road, we're actually over the Mark Twain National Forest, looking north at the southern end of the property. So the entire south side borders that easement road and the National Forest. It goes north for about a quarter mile, and so that means off in the distance about a quarter mile, we again have the Mark Twain National Forest because it's on the north and south of this property. Very, very cool property. Quite a bit of level area on the south side. Those trees you can see toward the left side, those were from the easement road being widened, I'm sure. They may or may not be there. When you get out there, the guys were burning some of the brush piles. I don't know if they got to all of them. So you've got the open meadow. You've got a setback distance on all these tracks from the easement road, but that private driveway goes back well beyond the setback where the truck is parked. So you do have that pretty good sized site. Looks like they picked a nice area for that, left a couple mature trees in the middle. They only do that when the site is large enough to still pull in with the trailer and get turned around. So the fact that they left a couple large trees in the middle means you probably have a pretty good site. As far as topography on this one, I mean, it looks great. The southeast corner, as you come into the property on the easement road, it rises up. Then when it levels off, you've got that meadow, that clearing on the right, goes back to the newer private clearing. The property's basically all wooded. Have a lot of different types of timber. You'll have probably mostly hardwood, red oak, white oak, hickory trees. They've seen pecan trees and walnut trees out here. As you go toward the middle, it slopes down gradually, and then as you go past the middle, it slopes back up gradually and levels off on the north side. So you've actually got a large level area on the north side, which could be an awesome spot for hunting or camping or potentially building, and then bam, you're in the National Forest. So as we get to the north, the very north end of the property, we're looking down. You can see what looks like a road or a trail. It's not. It's just basically a cleared area on the northern edge of the property. The entire perimeter of the Devil's Backbone, they did that to it when it was all one piece. They dozed it to give a nice defining line between the private property and the National Forest. So now we're looking into a small portion of the Mark Twain National Forest that is accessible from the property. So it's nice having that cleared line on your north side because it gives you it's very, very easy to recognize when you're going from the private property to the National Forest. And now as we look west, you've got the property on the left, National Forest on the right. Tens of thousands of acres in the Mark Twain National Forest that you can use for hunting and camping and horseback riding. And there are rivers and creeks. It's unbelievable to have a property that joins up to that. And in this case, it joins the National Forest on two sides, the north and the south. The portion of National Forest that joins the south side is about 400 acres. And then the portion that joins the north side is many tens of thousands of acres of contiguous property that you can get to in the National Forest. So heading south, we're kind of facing the sun, and it was probably later in the day when this video was taken, so that's why the trees look dark all of a sudden. I'm hoping we get a little bit better look at the site because this happens to look like a really nice site. It looks to me like they came back with the driveway and then kind of dog-legged to the right to give some privacy to that site. So you could potentially, pitch your tent or park your truck or camper toward the one side on that site and be completely out of view from the easement road if you wanted to be. That looks really nice and level. Sometimes it's hard to say until you actually get out there and see it. But the site itself and the driveway look really level. That's awesome. We're looking easterly, property on the left, National Forest on the right. The easement road goes all the way back to the county road. Spectacular tract. All these tracks are awesome. Track 7 looks especially nice. If you haven't already seen the different maps and pictures, and we'll have a video from the ground, I'm sure, then you can see that on the listing page. So now we're looking northerly. Since that driveway and site were cleared recently, I mean, it looks just like dirt essentially, but it's covered in mulch, which is left over from mulching the trees and whatnot. They probably removed the larger trees and piled them somewhere, because it's not time effective to mulch the big trees, and then they mulch the medium and smaller stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous site. It won't take long for that to get covered with greenery as far as grass and all that good stuff. But beautiful property, National Forest on the north and south. If you have any questions, just let us know. Complete owner financing. You can go to the website to see if the property is still available.